if you can see that. Anyways, that's where I'm going.
Wow. Wow.
All right.
And mute us.
Oh,
All right,
yes.
thanks, Dick.
Yeah.
Happy Easter, Dick. Anyways,
Happy Easter.
that's where I'm going.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
And mute us.
We are,
All
oh,
right,
yes.
thanks, Dick. RJ,
Yeah.
you got a delay.
Happy
Anyways,
Easter.
that's where I'm going.
Wow.
RJ, you have a delay in the voice. All
Hang
right.
on.
And
It's-
mute us.
we are, oh, yes.
You're
Yeah,
on.
it was on. I have different screens going live. One was YouTube playing a little bit after.
All right. Well, welcome everybody, and welcome everybody around the world. We got Australia, we got England, we got America all over the house, and it is all about the food card. Yay, we love this. Anyways, world's greatest invention right here. So without further ado, this is Nature's Frequencies, Energetic and Health Wellness. We love those pictures. This is our Saturday Zoom event. Every Saturday at 11, you will see our happy faces. All right, what do we got, Arch?
A little bit of background.
We got 14 amazing industry awards, 6 patents, been in Fox News, been in USA Today. And you know what? Those are all really pretty good things. And more important, I think we've been around like almost 11 years. We passed 10. RJ tells me it's 11. You know, we're getting there. So doesn't time fly? So we've been helping people for over 11 years. Now, food waste, okay, you're flying through this. You know, there's enough food waste to feed America 10 times over. That's a lot. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
World food waste, just so you know, 1.3 billion tons goes to waste. That's a lot of food, enough to feed the US 10 times over. So we're going to help stop food waste. And, you know, average family throws away $2,000 in food per year. All right. This is a fact. That was old. The price of food is like double now. Fresh food, you know, somebody showed it. Like fresh fruit is crazy expensive. And the prices went up like 30%. So it's probably a lot more than 2,000.
Yeah, it's around, it's closer to 2,400.
I would definitely say at least that. So, you know, simple little answer saves it. Food Freshness Card, 3 US patents, you know, helps fruits, vegetables, and breads last 50% longer. Yes, we've been lab tested, we've been real life tested, and we help people save food. A couple of years ago, almost 2 years ago, we came up to almost 1 million tons of food saving it, the planet. And we are incredibly proud to say we're coming up on 2 million tons. All right. We have sold millions of cards around the world from 10 warehouses, shipped all over. Our friends in Australia are saving food. And our friends in Singapore are saving food. Everybody is saving food. And you know, it adds up a little bit here, a little bit there. Eat it instead of throwing it away. Put the Food Freshness Card in your fridge and you'll be amazed that you wind up eating things and not throwing them away. So without further ado, RJ, you know what? If anybody wants to unmute, just hit us in the chat. We would absolutely love to hear from you. If you have any cool food freshness stories and tell us, we'd be happy to hear from you. And
yes. Anybody can
so,
unmute themselves.
If you want to unmute, now's the time. If not, we got a lot of stories already, but just wanted to send that out there. All right, Arch, give me another slide. What do we got?
We got this.
Oh, what our health professionals and customers are saying. All right, let's hear from them, Arch. You know,
we can do this.
We can do this.
We can do this.
And
there's a couple in here that with people watching right now. So this is all good.
All right.
All right, ready?
Let's Silverman here, ACA Sports Council Chiropractor of the Year, author of Inside Out Health, a revolutionary approach to your body. I want to talk to you about something that I've been using and I've been getting fantastic results, and I stand 1,000% behind. We eat only organic. The food is lasting in the refrigerator 4 times as long. Now, we all know that organic food is the healthiest food that we can consume. The problem is after 2 or 3 days in the refrigerator, it spoils. No pesticides. The food cart is enabling the freshness and enabling the organic food to last longer.
Well, hello. I want you to know that I've had this card for 1 year. And my bread, I left to go international. I bought the bread a week before I left, was gone 6 weeks. I've been home 2 weeks actually. And here is the bread, soft
No more.
and no mold.
What do you think of the food freshness card?
I think it's awesome because I only eat fresh green food. And I can tell you over the year, my kale, my spinach, apples, they'll be in there from the beginning of the month until the end of the month, still as fresh as ever.
My family loves all of Nature's Frequency products. Since we've been testing the food card, we found that it stretches our dollar a lot farther by keeping our bread, our fruits, our vegetables all fresher longer. My kids live on berries during the summer, and we found that especially organic berries stay a lot longer, and we're able to eat them before they go bad. Instead of lasting 2 or 3 days, we can get a week out of them, which is fantastic. Since we've been using the food card, we find that our budget goes a lot further because we have less food waste.
Happy New Year. I'm at my son's visiting. And when I got here, I got upset with him because something happened to the food freshness in his refrigerator. So I made sure that it got back in there because they never have to throw food away. And I'm a single woman. I mean, I'm always throwing stuff away because I can't eat it fast enough. And now it lasts forever. So, and the bananas, my son is just amazed. He says, how come the bananas last so long? So they immediately put all the fruit and bananas on the food freshness, and they weren't paying attention to the refrigerator. So it was just amazing when I got here. You know, I've got believers now. You have more believers. So thank you.
In taking care of mom, who is now in another facility, I had to make 2 separate meals because she wanted good old fashioned meat and potatoes and meat and potatoes and all of that. And I eat in a different fashion. So everything I would eat would spoil quickly. I occasionally want a piece of bread. This bread has no additives at all. It is a sourdough bread from one of our bakeries in town. And it is as fresh as it was the day I bought it. And it's from October 1st. October. And so every once in a while, it might be once a week, I'll use a piece of bread. And I mean, look at it. So my organic vegetables, the berries, they last at least 3 times longer because I do average, I was counting 6 food freshness cards in each refrigerator, and they are not large refrigerators. Also, I do cook occasionally and need milk or cream or sour cream and stuff like that. I have some that's 6 months old. There isn't any mold on it. My cheese gets no mold on it. It's amazing. So I'm very grateful. It just makes my heart so warm that you created this to help the world not waste food. And I love to hear the updates on that. I really do. So thank you so much for starting this company and starting with Food Freshness Card.
I tell you, the food freshness card, being what it does, is amazing because you don't think about how long your food lasts. Now, that might sound like a negative, but it's not. Milk lasts, I don't know what it is about milk. It lasts forever. It just doesn't go bad. I don't know what to say. We don't drink a lot of milk, so it's in there for a month, 6 weeks, perfectly fine. The wife does, and daughter buy organic. And lettuce, of course, as you know, whether it's escarole or endive, it goes bad in days. It doesn't go bad. It's an amazing thing to watch. Fruit, it just never goes bad. I don't know how to explain it. And you get so used to it, which I guess is kind of a problem, that you don't think about how fast stuff used to go bad. So the savings, that stuff is expensive. Everything's expensive. Fruit's expensive. Organic is expensive. Foods in general, milk is, oh my gosh, it's a fortune, $5, $6 a gallon, depending where you get it at. So just extremely excited about the whole thing. I probably take it for granted, which I should not, because it really doesn't.
I got cheese. still here. It says used by date the 11th of October, 2022, right? And it's still edible. There's no mold on it. You can see it. There's the proof and evidence of it. I'm still eating it. I chop a little bit off every day. I don't need a lot of cheese, but yeah. And the date says 11th of October, 2000. Look, I bought that cheap too, $4.99. Most people would just walk past it. $4.99. You think you throw it out after a week, but there you are, 11th of October. It's still going great, and it's already the 1st of January. But just think, that bread's 6 months old. For God's sake, unbelievable. It's a staff of life, I tell you. And just, Rick, what you're doing with the technology is fantastic.
The food freshness card has been great ever since I got it down in Atlanta. Used it on the way home back to Pittsburgh. But the food freshness card, numerous all over the house. I keep them, the vegetables in the refrigerator. I hate to go to the store, but when I go, I'll stock up on the vegetables because that's the good stuff, and they'll stay in my refrigerator, my vegetable crisper, for months at a time. And it is amazing how that does it. You look at the expiration date or something on there, and it just doesn't. It's amazing how much they stay there. And I'm so thankful for the freshness card and what it does to inhibit the bacteria and the mold and stuff. It does what it's supposed to. So I have several in the fridge, and it makes the food taste better. It's a wonderful gift for Christmas. I give them to the kids every Christmas. Say, here, put this on there. Oh, Dad, what's that for? And I said, just believe me, this company's been around 9 years. The patents on this, they couldn't do this and have all the wonderful testimonials if it didn't work. Believe me, it works. And they come back and say, hey, Dad, that's amazing. That's good. They still got it.
The food card in my house is not only in the refrigerator, on the counter for the fruits, the vegetables, the flowers. I'm also in a social service position, and I have placed them in my clients' homes. They're elderly or socially challenged, and they get some of their food from the food pantries. And the food stays fresh so long. It's not like they go out to the grocery store and get them. They get it from the food pantry, and it's still good. It's still mostly fresh, and it will last, again, 4 to 5 weeks, whether it be in the refrigerator, in the bread box, in the freezer. It is a wonderful, wonderful product to have in anybody.
You got to remember, when you live in a warmer area, your food can go and spoil faster. That's one of those things that just happens. It doesn't just freeze like where you live. Anyway, 2 places that we really use it to save us money on our food. One is in the pantry itself. We buy freshly baked bread, which always goes down faster than if you get it in the regular, Wonder Bread or whatever else it is. So we have found that putting it just within a couple of feet of that bread, that it has stayed until we finish it, which is pretty good for us, considering we don't usually eat a lot of bread around here. But even better place that saved me money was in the refrigerator. I'm not a big milk drinker. I'll cook with it, but I don't really drink it. My wife, on the other hand, doesn't drink it much, but she'll have it with her cereal in the morning. And we're talking like, what, a half a cup on there? And we found that buying a gallon jug, it would just go bad before she finished it. So she had to cut back, starting to buy the quarts and that kind of thing, which is just in itself more expensive than buying the gallon if you could use the whole thing up. We started using it underneath of the water or underneath of the gallon jug. And it went from lasting a couple of weeks until it was empty a month later. And I went back to the commissary and could replace it. So it saved not only in not throwing it out because it was bad, but because we were able to buy a larger amount of it and keep it fresh that much longer. You know, it works for anything that you put in the refrigerator, anything at all.
Rick, this is Christy again, and I just want to give you an update. This card that I have had in the bottom of my refrigerator has kept my food fresh for a really long time. I am completely sold. Everyone should have one of these in their refrigerator. This is amazing. A week ago, I recorded a video of this very same vegetable tray, and I haven't thrown it away because the vegetables are still good. And even they're still fresh. See, crunchy carrot, still fresh. And the ranch dip is still good. But the other amazing thing is this is a jar of milk. And it's good local milk. And I don't have a lot of kids in my house anymore. And so we don't go through a ton of milk. So I buy a little bit more expensive milk. However, you see how what's in there just a little bit? It's still good. And I bought this when I bought this tray. So how long has that been? So it's been almost 3 weeks. Almost 3 weeks ago, I bought this. And there's not very much left, but I'm gonna use the rest of this in my cereal right now. I'm gonna have cereal, but I just wanted to thank you again for this fabulous food card and from Nature's Frequencies. It's amazing. So everyone should have one of these. Thanks.
All right.
All right. Sorry, I was muted. It's funny. Christy was like shocked, called us up and said, oh my God, you know, Arj, what's really neat is look at the milk. And she wasn't throwing that away. So, you know, like usually you get to the bottom of the milk and you put your nose in, you're like, it's not worth it. You know, it's amazing. And we heard it from a bunch of people. Nate, I love take it for granted. You know, Nate, you're right. I take it for granted. My bread, I have not thrown away bread in ages. My bread has lasted, Arj. Like I used to throw away bread all the time because we get cinnamon raisin bread. We get bagels. Bagels notorious go. All right. I've got a bread box, but I take it for granted. Now I go in there. We have potato bread. We have honey bread. All my kids like different bread. So I used to wind up looking at them and seeing mold and just, you know, that's it. You just throw it away. I cannot remember the last time I had to throw a piece of bread away. And, you know, imagine all the waste, just my house, just in bread. And the other wild thing, and it was really cool, is when you listen to Frank about his milk, he goes once a month to the commissary and picks up a gallon of milk and he uses the whole thing. And I always tell people there's good for you states, but when the food freshness card's on it, give it the smell test. All right. If it smells good, probably is good. Yogurt is insane. Like there's a good for you state on yogurt. And my wife used to throw it out the day after because she makes shakes and protein shakes and, you know, all the healthy, crunchy stuff. Now she looks at it, opens it up. It's fine. And it makes the good for you state kind of irrelevant, but give it the smell test. You'll be amazed. The cheese doesn't get the mold. And, you know, I loved hearing from everybody. How about Harry Arts down in Australia? He brought old bread and it still lasted 6 months. And then he bought the discounted cheese and 2 months later, he's saying, look, only $4.99 and it's still good. So we love hearing these stories from everybody. And it's just, it makes it special. So Teddy, tell us what you got.
Right. It is more than that because I run my water over it, the tap water, over the EMF and earthing card and the food freshness card, right? And then I sit the jar on the food freshness card and it's fantastic.
We love that. Teddy's in the UK and we're so happy to have Teddy. We're going to keep Teddy around for another 50 years.
Yeah,
you're right. We're going to try. We're going to try. But, you know, I can't tell you, this is a really special product and we love hearing from everybody, but we're on a mission and to help save the planet, 2 million tons of food. And let's hear from Dick. We haven't heard from our buddy in the villages. Can we unmute Dick Arch?
I already did.
We did. All right.
Hey, we have some great stories with this. One of our first stories was we had bought organic grapes, red grapes, before we were going on vacation on a Thursday. And they usually would get us about 3-4 days, and then you just didn't want to eat any of them in the whole container. Well, we forgot them when we went on vacation for a week. So we got home the following Friday, and the grapes were sweeter than normal. There's nothing wrong with them at all. And we spent the next 4 days eating them. We got one of those large containers of them. So that was really great. One of my friends had wanted a food freshness card, and I had met her at a fish market. And so I brought the food freshness card to her while she was picking up some salmon. Well, she had a family crisis, and about 3 weeks later, she told me that she had put that piece of salmon in the refrigerator on the food freshness card, and 2 weeks later, she cooked it finally. I mean, that if you can go a couple days, that's usually a lot with it. So that was interesting. When it comes to the water, I'm a little bit of a nut with water. Okay, so we have an under-counter filter, and I put it into a Berkey a Berkey purifier, water purifier. When I run it out, it runs into a funnel over an earthing card, and then I take that water and pour it over a food freshness card into a 2-gallon container, which I have a food freshness card next to and an earthing card next to. So we're doing everything with it, and then I wand it. So, and I'm usually, having learned from you in the past, always leave some. So, whatever I haven't pulled out in the day, and there's usually probably 2 quarts or almost a gallon in there for the next day. So I know I'm hanging on, and with all of the frequencies that were already in it too, with all of that. So it's nicely aged, okay, vintage water that we drink all the time. And of course, we use that water then to go into our magic miracle little blue spray bottle that we use to spray everything with. So it's fun. We love all the products, but everything. We actually have 2 food freshness cards in the door facing in. We have 2 in the lower bins, one facing in from the lower bins into the bins, and then we have one by Joy's raw milk up at the top there. So we have that going all the time. Plus one on the counter. We do a lot of bone broth. Okay, so that is getting aged with the food freshness card on the counter until we go to use it. So as well as the bananas and the organic cranberries, anything we have goes in front of that little food freshness card area on the counter and everything. So, and it gets well aged with everything there. So we absolutely love the card and everything, and it's great. Thank you for putting it together and keeping it as one of our products. Love you guys. Thank you. Back to you.
Thanks, Dick. Hey, Nate, talk to us. We love hearing from you, Nate.
I have to tell you guys, again, this food freshness card, just as earlier, you take it for granted. You got food in there, and it could be lunch meat. It could be milk. It could be fruits. The same thing with the grapes. It's funny. I hear about the grape story. I hear about the milk story. Same exact story. You'll forget about them. They've been in there a couple of weeks. I'll take them out. They're still great. I eat this stuff. We've been getting into the whole water thing too, which is, I know it's nothing new, but I've just been using that with the water. It is an amazing thing when you run your water over it. You keep your water on there. That's really great for hydration. And people who may have issues, let's call it that way, with dehydration, this is a great way to get that water activated so that the cells work as they're supposed to, is the best way I can put it. There's a lot to the frequencies. My daughter is all into frequencies now. She's all about this, and she always has been, but she's getting into this stuff. Of course, she always takes my stuff, and I always appreciate what you guys have. But these things are phenomenal. I just can't talk enough about them and how enjoyable and wonderful they are. But that food freshness card, top of the world. So just wanted to throw that out there. Good stuff. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Nate. All right. I got to tell you a funny story. I am cooking tomorrow, I think, for 19 people at my house for Easter. Happy Easter to everybody also. So I have 2 hams, a prime rib, I'm cooking lasagna, and I have all my fridges are full. So I'm looking around in the fridge for more space. The back of the fridge, I find blackberries. All right. And I'm like, these little suckers are $5.99 for a little quart. These things have no mold. They've been buried in the back of my fridge for over a week. All right. And they just got, you push things back. Blackberries are like notorious for molding. All right. I ate one. I'm like, ooh, it was sweet. And, who knows how long they've been in my fridge. I saw them a week ago, and I thought my kids ate them, or my wife ate them. She puts them in her smoothies in the morning, but it got buried because we kept adding more food for the weekend. So yeah, Nate, we take it for granted, like we just don't throw things away like we used to. These would have been thrown away without a food freshness card. This would have been a white bucket of mold, and you wouldn't even want to open it, when you find it. And the same thing with bread. I cannot remember the last time I've thrown a piece of bread away. It doesn't happen. And we used to throw away bread all the time because you can't have 6 different types of bread. Everybody in my house likes it different. Cinnamon raisin, potato, honey wheat, sourdough, whatever. We have every single type. We never throw them away now. Anyways, that's my story. So we want to thank you all. We want to keep saving, and we have some amazing, amazing specials that are going away. We love share specials. We know we like to make people happy. So Arj, what do we have? We have a food freshness card special that is going away, but I know you can buy 5. And again, they make great Christmas presents. Tim said it best. Give them to everybody for Christmas. What do we have, Arj?
Promotion time.
Promotion time. It's promotion time. And you know what? For the people out on YouTube, this is real. This is live. You can buy 5 cards at $225. It's an amazing special. Use them, give them. They are incredible gifts. Nobody will throw this away. How many times have you given a gift and everybody uses it all the time? They don't throw it away. So just happy to say that, enjoy it. What else do we have, Arj?
All right. We have another phenomenal special.
This is a Patriot starter kit that we came up for a good friend of ours. And it's got an earthing card, an earthing tag, a food card, and 4 EMF shields. It's an amazing special, $395. It's a $955 value. It's the price of an earthing card, and you're getting all the other goodies. So if you know anybody that wants some of our products, this is a great way to get started. It's got everything in it at a great price. And then my favorite is the quantum field. Create a quantum field. 4 earthing cards, put them in the corners of your room. I guarantee you will feel better. All right. It's that simple. There's not a person that hasn't said, I created a quantum field, got in it, and didn't feel well. I have been told by more people, it's just amazing. Dr. Wai Ching explained it best. You get in it and you just feel good. It's you don't know how to do it for a card in the corner of the room, burp, watch what happens. All right. This also comes with 4 EMF shields, but the earthing cards, it's a great special. It's a $2,000 value. It's only $790, and you can create your own quantum field. If you don't know how to do it, look at our video on YouTube, and it'll show you. Dr. Wai Ching explains it. She's tested with a bunch of doctors and that she works with that have showed the quantum field and the vortex it creates, and just the good feeling you get. All right, RJ, we need to give something away now.